Hi everyone, this is Kelsey Jones with Search Engine Journal, and I'm happy to be joined here today with Geoffrey Colon from Microsoft. Geoffrey, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about disruptive marketing. In your definition, can you tell me what you consider disruptive marketing to be?
Well, sure. I mean, we're moving into a world now where conventional practices don't work as well. And a lot of that is because there's an abundance of solutions, an abundance of companies, and it's harder and harder to find information because there is so much available via search and social media. So what I'm really getting at in terms of disruptive marketing is, how to think a little bit different in terms of how people discover or find you. And a lot of that now ties into company culture, corporate social responsibility, not what you do, but why you do it. Simon Sinek, who talked about that quite a bit.
I love him, yeah, his book's good. So how does that tie into search and SEO?
Well, if we think about search now is thought of by marketers as just another advertising channel. But we should actually look at it as an intent channel and an area where companies can find out what people are looking for.
Yeah,
and thus they can figure out what trends might be bubbling on the surface or the fringe and what might boil in the near future. And we've seen this quite a bit. Fashion uses this, music uses this, politics uses this. Nowcasting is something that we see in economics and meteorology. And I think that's something that brands need to realize and use to their advantage more. So it's not just about using AdWords and Bing ads.
Yeah.
While those are great, we also want to realize there's a lot of information in search that can be utilized for long-term company strategy.
How does that tie into, as you were talking, it made me think about voice search.
Yes.
Is that all a part of it? I would think so, because the queries from voice search are completely different from what you type into a search engine.
Yes, I mean, that's a huge area. Christy Olson, who is the Bing search evangelist, talks about this quite a bit, which is, what are the phrases people are saying? Because that's very different from keywords.
Exactly.
And this is an area that's going to continue to evolve. We're going to learn a lot from it in terms of what people are asking for. And language actually might change. Think about language before text messaging or SMS.
True. Yeah. I want to abbreviate stuff in emails because that's how I would write it in text.
That's right. Voice search might actually change the way we talk to each other. So these are other types of trends that we have to look at, and search is the foundation for all of this.
What about emojis? Because I know some people, I think that's going to be a whole different type of way people communicate, and I don't know if I hate it or I love it. I mean, but I think brands need to pay attention because I think some of the search engines you can search by emoji now.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, and that will continue to evolve because those emojis are static right now. Eventually they'll become more dynamic. They might actually be able to be programmed to speak or become bots in some respect. I mean, these are the things we have to think about in terms of where communication is going. So, yeah, it's fascinating.
I definitely think AI is disruptive as well. So, like Cortana or Siri or Google Now or whatever, I think that's going to have a huge impact too.
Massive impact. I mean, if we think about it, those will be your personal assistants in the near future. So instead of having to search to see if there is something around you, Cortana will tell you, hey, Geoffrey, this pizza place that you like is 5 miles down the road. And that's based on your habits and what you will, what you have searched for. I mean, I like to use the example also of, Amazon's Echo. Right now I have to say to Echo, Alexa, play 1010 WINS New York, which is a favorite station of mine on the AM dial. Eventually, I might just say, Alexa, play my favorite radio station, and she knows.
Yeah.
So these are the things that we're moving more into, and that is, again, is all powered by search in a disruptive manner.
It really is. I agree. So to kind of wrap it up, what are some things you think companies should be thinking about right now? Should there be any strategies they should be, evolving, or should it just be, hey, pay attention to this, stuff's coming?
I think they should start to think about what are the phrases people would say to prepare for voice search. Right now, you can't. There's no. Voice search hasn't been monetized, but we know that these things eventually will be.
Yeah.
There's no timeline for it yet.
Yeah.
But I think if companies can get into the habit of saying, hey, what are the phrases we would purchase here, more than what are the keywords we could buy, they're setting themselves up for future success. Because that, as we've seen, overnight, things turn on a dime, and new platforms emerge, and other platforms go away.
Exactly. So where can our audience find you online? They want to learn more.
I live at geoffreycolon.net. That's with a G, the British phonetic spelling, Geoffrey, last name Colon, COLON.net. And that shows where I live across the social web and how people can actually connect with me in the physical space as well.
Great. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Again, this is Kelsey Jones with Search Engine Journal.
Hi, my name is Brent Satoris. I'm here with Search Engine Journal. I'm joined today by Gary Yesh, Chief of Sunshine and Happiness at Google.
That's correct.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
There's been a lot of discussion, I don't know, a lot of discussion, but there's been some decent discussion recent about Penguin.
I never heard about penguins.
No. They've been running around here chasing you, so. Becoming more of a part of the everyday algorithm, the live algorithm.
Yeah.
And
Today's summit is the 3 takeaways
Yes.
structure.
Yes.
I'm leaving with way more.
I also like the single session format for conferences.
I agreed to be a speaker here because I think above all else, the quality of people who attend the meeting, something to be said about the fact that you can't just, hey, come. It's by invitation only.
What I really liked about the speakers is that it's been very well-rounded.